Kai Cenat is being bullied by anime nerds.
Video, which we covered a couple of videos ago, and people were wondering what's going on with him. What does he mean by creating? And he answers a couple of different questions that we had here. He still doesn't say what he's actually focused on creating, but he talks about what he has been able to reflect on, and oddly enough, it's anime of all things. And I'm gonna read you guys his tweets. And
anime has that effect on people.
I was honestly gonna save what I gotta say for when I'm ready to come back, but right now something is telling me to speak up. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I told you guys.
Great.
He never explicitly said he was depressed. People just threw that on him.
Yeah, because the thing is, a lot of people associate mental health with depression specifically, but it's not always that. Mental health is many different aspects. It could be depression, it could be social anxiety, it could be fear of success, etc.
To bring awareness to mental health after some of the feedback I've been seeing. I know I'll get clowned more for this. A few days ago, I decided to open up a little bit about what I've been thinking, and it's been so much love. But when I seen some of the negative feedback I received, I got to see a glimpse of why people don't speak up about this more often.
Yeah.
And I think by people, he doesn't mean regular people. He's specifically talking about people in his position or in a similar position to where the majority of people are envious of the financial success that they have or the life that they get to live, which doesn't require that much money in the grand scheme of things. And, you know, like, let's say $1 million a year, right? Like, that's the majority of us would be like, yo, that would be crazy to make that much. But, and whilst Kai makes significantly more than that, he probably makes that on a average, or he's probably made that in the months that he's been gone. But that person has more to relate to a Kai Cenat because they have the basic needs covered. I just felt like I would be able to talk to you guys on a more personal level about dealing with self-doubt and living in fear. I think a person like me speaking about this would encourage other people to step up too. So now let me explain how it all started. As I was very consistent in streaming, there were certain times I realized that I was losing touch of reality. I needed to take a step back and fully reset. I started to realize I wasn't even spending time with close friends and family behind the scenes as much as I wanted to.
Okay.
I can't imagine the things that people are going through on a deeper level. So for those people, let me speak up a little louder. I don't care if people look at me as a joke. And this in particular, I get. Because you guys got to think about it. Like, for example, Kai Cenat, he's putting on an act or a performance, whatever you want to call it, when he's on stream. And you could say that, okay, this is akin to when people used to do TV shows, like, right? Like Steve from Blue's Clues. Like, he would show up on set, you know, you would record Blue's Clues, and then he would go about his life. But that's the thing. He would go about his life. And all he had to do was film and act it out. The difference is with streaming, there is an element of your true nature and personality involved in it, and there is the real-time feedback that you're getting.
So here's what he's trying to say. Streaming is when you amplify your personality, but you don't completely take on a new persona as some people might believe. That's not what happens. What streaming... What you want to get out of streaming is money, right? That's why most people stream. I'm pretty sure Kai Cenat, he streamed to essentially make money and make a living. So he has to entertain people. How do you entertain people? Be the best version of yourself. Why? Because that's going to have the halo effect. If you're good at shit and you look like you're the best version of yourself, people are going to think, dang, this guy's legit. Oh, he's smart, whatever, etc. It's just the overall halo effect. So essentially, in streaming, you just amplify, you work with what you have, but you bring up the spice level, right? That's all you need to do. And I will say IShowSpeed is an exception to this because I believe that IShowSpeed specifically does play a persona. He plays a character. IShowSpeed isn't actually amplifying his personality. He's quite literally completely changing it. At least that's what I believe. But you are entitled to your own thoughts and opinions. With Kai Cenat, though, it is very clear that this is partially his real personality, right? He's just amplifying himself. You know, he's being more funny. He's more confident. He has a lot of social adaptability. He can talk to anyone, and he can make the conversation smooth and let it flow, right? So yeah, really all you need to do is just amplify your personality. But to really summarize the Kai Cenat mental health hate, it's exactly like Hello Yassine Extras was trying to say. The truth is, it's average people or it's people who are jealous of Kai Cenat's wealth that are really hating on him. And why do I know this? Because in a way, I'm one of them. Don't take that the wrong way. I personally, I'm not rich. I'm not hating on Kai Cenat at all. If anything, I love Kai Cenat. He is, he's one of my favorite streamers, of course. And honestly, I want his mental health to get better. But I have the viewpoint that, or rather, the vantage point that other people also have, and I see why people are hating on him because people are jealous of his financial freedom. Now, I know Kai Cenat has earned every buck that he's made because he used to be homeless and now he's here meeting celebrities, etc. Kai Cenat earned his position. And there's stupid people that call him an industry plant, and that's fine, whatever. But it's just not true. But me personally, I'm not super rich like Kai Cenat. But I can also, and even though I don't share this viewpoint, I can tap into the viewpoint that other people are thinking about, right? They're like, oh my God, this guy, he can retire today. He doesn't have to work a day in his life again. Oh my God, he has financial freedom. He's meeting celebrities. His job is fun. It's easy. The reason people are hating on Kai Cenat for his mental health is because they're jealous of him. It's really that simple, right? They are jealous of him. And there's also this second thing. I stumbled upon this YouTube short today by one of the content creators I watch, and he introduced something pretty nice. And it was basically, or rather, pretty interesting. And it was basically this little loop of like, how do I explain it? It's like he talked about how people see financial freedom and money and richness as a way to cure their depression or their mental health. Oh, my life will be perfect once I just get rich. But Kai Cenat is the exception. He's showing you that that's not true. Kai Cenat is like, nope, I'm rich. I'm still suffering. So what does that mean for all the poor and the average people? That's going to demotivate them as well. That's going to be like, that's going to make the poor and the average people think, even if they get rich, their life might not automatically just be perfect. And that is what scares them. And that is what's causing the hate. They don't want that to be true. So that's why they keep trying to reject what Kai Cenat is saying and fight against him. It's fucked up.